Coming up on today's Airborne, AirVenture is included on the initial U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds 2014 schedule. Did a fake pilot crash a Russian 737? And Brad Pitt is getting a Spitfire. Welcome to Airborne on Aero-TV. I'm Ashley Hale. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds demonstration team is on the airshow circuit again. Even better, it looks like they may show up at EAA AirVenture in 2014. Tom Patton reports.
Right now, the Thunderbirds are in the Oshkosh schedule for the closing weekend of the event next August. And if the performances happen, it will be the first time a U.S. military jet demonstration team would perform its full show in front of an Oshkosh audience. EAA will now begin working with the Thunderbirds and other key entities on essential operational issues before final confirmation for an AirVenture appearance can be made. The team canceled much of its 2013 season after sequestration forced mandatory budget cuts and the Air Force curtailed flying hours. The same was true for the Navy's Blue Angels. But for now, both teams will be flying at air shows again in the coming year. And with the Thunderbirds tentatively on the Oshkosh schedule, it's one more reason to be thinking about summer in the middle of December. For Airborne, I'm Tom Patton.
Russian authorities say the pilot of a Russian airliner that went down near Kazan on November 17th may have held an invalid pilot certificate. The accident resulted in the fatal injury of all 44 passengers and 6 crew members on board the airplane. As part of the investigation into the accident, it's reported that authorities have discovered that it's possible many pilots flying for small Russian carriers, such as Tatarstan Airlines, may have received fake commercial licenses and not completed adequate training. Investigators say the pilot of the Boeing 737 involved in the accident may have gotten a certificate from a training center that was accredited through Ross Aviation, Russia's airline regulator. They said there was no question about the legality of the activity at the training center, which was liquidated. The head of Tatarstan Airlines was fired following the accident, and Ross Aviation recommended grounding the airline until it can determine if its crews are properly trained. The committee conducting the investigation is also interviewing managers at Ross Aviation. Hollywood heartthrob Brad Pitt has reportedly dropped $3.3 million on an original Spitfire after landing his role in the World War II movie Fury, which is currently being filmed. It's reported that Pitt developed a fascination with World War II while preparing for the role, and that inspired him to purchase the Spitfire. Word is that Pitt will be learning to fly the airplane in Boltby Flight Academy in Oxford. Boltby would not confirm that Pitt would be a student pilot there, but a spokesman reportedly said, quote, "We have high-profile people. The Spitfire is very popular with wealthy individuals," end quote. Boltby said on its website that their aim at the Boltby Flight Academy is to, quote, "keep the memories of a part of our proud British past and heritage alive, whilst also maintaining the engineering and piloting skills required to operate historic warbird aircraft into the future," end quote. Maybe we'll see Brad in the Warbirds area at Oshkosh this summer. Scott's Bell 47 Incorporated, known as SB47, says that they have far exceeded their 2013 sales targets for the 47 GT6 helicopter, having taken deposits for 38 aircraft. The 47 GT6 helicopter was announced earlier this year at the Heli Expo in Las Vegas. It's a Rolls-Royce RR300 turbine-powered model, and its forecast for its first delivery is in July of 2016. The SB47 believes the 47 GT6 will outperform its competitor aircraft in the light utility and turbine trainer market segments, based upon value, durability, and reliability. Of the 38 sales, 11 are into the United States, 2 are into Africa, but the majority are into Asia and Australia, with 25 sales to date. Scott Churchill, president and CEO of SB47, said, quote, "We see the Asia-Australia market as a significant opportunity for the 47 GT6, end quote. Of these 38 sales disclosed by SB47, 10 are direct sales to operators, while the balance of 28 are new dealers signed up with SB47 on the 47 GT6 program. The privately funded lunar resources company Moon Express has unveiled its MX1 lunar lander spacecraft. The spacecraft design was unveiled at the closing session of Autodesk University in Las Vegas in front of an audience of over 10,000 attendees. The MX1 synthesizes proprietary robotic technologies, advanced microavionics, and a unique toroidal structure to produce a robotic spacecraft that's powered by sunlight and uses hydrogen peroxide as rocket fuel. The main MX1 rocket engine is a dual-mode bipropellant system that also uses kerosene as an afterburner to give the spacecraft the punch to break out of Earth's orbit. The spacecraft is designed to ride to Earth's orbit on low-cost secondary payload opportunities aboard commercial launchers like the SpaceX Falcon 9 that are radically reducing the cost of access to space. Moon Express will utilize the MX1 in its maiden technology demonstrator flight in 2015, delivering a number of commercial and government payloads to the moon and pursuing the $30 million Google Lunar X Prize. The U.S. Naval Research Laboratory at the Office of Naval Research and the Department of Defense Rapid Reaction Technology Office demonstrated the launch of an all-electric fuel cell-powered unmanned aerial system from a submerged submarine. The Navy calls this a UAS. The successful submerged launch of a remotely deployed UAS offers a pathway to providing mission-critical intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities to the U.S. Navy's submarine force. The experimental UAS was fired from the submarine's torpedo tube using a Sea Robin launch vehicle system. The Sea Robin launch system was designed to fit within an empty Tomahawk launch canister used for launching Tomahawk cruise missiles, already familiar to submarine sailors. Once deployed, the UAS flew a successful several-hour mission, demonstrating live video capabilities streamed back to the launch submarine, surface support vessels, and Norfolk, before landing at the Naval Sea System Command Atlantic Underseas Test and Evaluation Center in the Bahamas. You're watching Airborne, more in a moment.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds and learning proper crosswind landing techniques. Even today, most crosswind landing skills are learned through trial and error, sometimes with disastrous results. Believe it or not, the most common contributing factor in weather-related accidents each year is crosswinds. The second most common factor is wind gusts. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. It teaches pilots the proper techniques to meet and beat these top two causes of weather-related landing accidents. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in challenging crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird flight simulations, the Redbird X-Wind SE, and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulations.com.
Over the past 2 decades, no resource has compiled as much experts-valued information about the sport plane world than the Sport Plane Resource Guide. Over 1,500 pages, hundreds of aircraft, dozens of how-tos and directories. All this and more will be coming to the sport aviation world soon with the new, all-electronic and updatable Sport Plane Resource Guide for your iPad, iPhone, Kindle, tablet, PC, or other electronic devices. Get your order in now. www.sportplane.com.
Welcome back. If you'd like to suggest a story for Airborne, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, drop us an email to news-spy@aero-news.net. The Lone Star Flight Museum still plans to move from Galveston to Houston in Texas, but construction of the museum's new home has been delayed by about a year. This according to museum officials. The move was originally planned after the museum sustained about $18 million in damage from Hurricane Ike in 2008. The new facility is expected to cost about $7.5 million. It's reported that Executive Director Larry Gregory would say only that construction of the new facility, which had originally been scheduled to begin this year, has been pushed back until fall of 2014. He did not give a specific reason for the delay. What he would say is that the delay is in no way related to an accident involving the museum's P-51D Mustang Galveston Gal, which went down in the Gulf of Mexico in October. The airplane went down during a fundraising flight experience, which resulted in 2 fatalities. Evergreen International Airlines has parked its airplanes and notified the Airline Pilots Association, known as ALPA, that pay owed to pilots will be delayed because the McMinnville, Oregon-based cargo carrier appears to have flown its final flight. It's reported that a memo went out to ALPA members last Monday saying that meetings were scheduled with lien holders, but that pilots for the charter carrier with military contracts would likely see a delay in receiving their latest paychecks. Evergreen's founder, Delford Smith, had vigorously denied rumors that the company was about to fold. The last flight apparently landed early last Monday at Victorville, California. Some of the carrier's leased airplanes have been repossessed by creditors. Evergreen had recently divested itself of Evergreen Helicopters Incorporated in an effort to repay some of its debt. And now it's time for Aero Video of the Week. Today's AVW is enough to give most pilots nightmares. See where this place would fit into your list of bad airports. Search the most dangerous landing in the world, Courchevel, on YouTube. Well, we started today's Airborne Report with news about the Air Force Thunderbirds, so let's give equal time to the Navy's Blue Angels with some good news. The U.S. Navy's Blue Angels will return to their full schedule for the 2014 airshow season. Blue Angels Commanding Officer and Flight Leader Commander Thomas Frosch said, quote, "Community outreach is key to connecting Americans to the military. Our performance provides a unique opportunity to inspire millions to connect with and support our service members, and we're looking forward to an exciting 2014 season." End quote. Following winter training, the team begins the airshow season on March 15th at the Naval Air Facility in El Centro, California, and will conclude the season on November 8th at the Naval Air Station in Pensacola, Florida. The Blue Angels are scheduled to perform 65 shows at 34 locations throughout the U.S. in 2014. It's good to have the Blues back. Well, that's our program. Remember, you can get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at Aero-News.net. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.